Convention Week is a busy one for everyone involved in Young Living, but we hope you took time to breathe and enjoy the great atmosphere when we all get together. If you missed out on convention this year, the Wild Drop is your place to get caught up on the new announcements and products that made their debut. Today, we're putting you in the middle of the action with interviews straight from the Expo floor of the New Heights Americas Convention of 2025. Hello and welcome to Young Living's podcast, The Wild Drop. My name is Jacob Young, your host. Young Living is the world leader in producing and distributing premium essential oils, and this podcast will provide you with drops of information about Young Living, including stories, history, product information, lots of little fun facts, and even more. Convention was a blast yet again, and it was great to see so many of you. We got to talk to people that listened to every episode of the podcast, and we are extremely grateful to you, so round of applause. Now, for so many of you that listen, this is the time in the year where you get to be the guest. Today, we have stories from convention, and we are starting with the classic question, which Young Living product you just couldn't live without?
Ylang-ylang. I just love to wear it because it's such a balancer and it's such great support.
No, probably my favorite is probably Valor and Panaway. It's probably my two favorite ones. It's the one I use the most of.
The Lavender Dream and the Pink Champagne.
I'd say some of the supplements that I take daily. D is one that I take, so that one it's hard to live without.
And what is one oil that you couldn't live without?
That oil would be Progessence Plus. That one was one literally that in the beginning my husband said, we will not run out of this oil.
I love frankincense. Sacred Frank is my all-time favorite oil, and I love the toothpaste and, well, pretty much everything. So the serums. I'm super excited about the Daily Hormone Essentials. Yeah. Super excited.
Tell me about it.
I don't even know about it yet. I'm just excited. Like, they just gave me these 2 free packets. So I'm so excited to try them. And, I'm 43. So this is a perfect time in my life for this. So I'm very excited to try this.
Any of the tree oils, those kind of fluctuate depending on what I'm in the mood for. But things I do not go without would be my Ningxia Red. I stopped that for a couple of months, and I said to my husband, I will never go without this Ningxia Red again.
A Young Living product that I couldn't live without is Ningxia. It is amazing, and I love drinking it. It tastes so good, and it helps me have a better day.
I was thinking Ningxia. That's my daily pick-me-up. That's my de-stressor. And my son is always pulling them out of the box and sticking them up into the refrigerator because he's like, as soon as it's gone, wait a minute, we got to get restocked.
It's like a miracle, the miracle bomb for me.
Ningxia Red. I make a Ningxia Red smoothie every morning for breakfast.
I got to show you how much Ningxia Red I drink in a day.
That is a half-empty bottle, and it is in the morning still.
And I drink one every single day.
The Joy Squad is something new at convention this year. They're a group of people from Young Living that walk around. They're wearing bright fuchsia shirts, and they're giving out just free things to bring joy to all of us at convention. So I've been trying to find people every single day, and I'm doing a pretty good job.
Ningxia fans didn't have to worry this year either. Club Red was right at the center of the action, and the Joy Squad delivering Ningxia slushies was a highlight for me too. Now, we know that convention can get busy for people, and so if in between the symposiums and farm and general sessions you didn't have time to make it all the way around the expo, we interviewed some of the employees at the different booths about what they brought to show everyone this year.
When you first walk into the expo, the distillery and the farms booths are the first thing that you meet. And so why don't you explain to people what you've been telling them when they come in?
So my position here at the convention center is we got our mini distiller. So we've got a small scale, not replica because it is fully working, smaller version of what we have at all of our distilleries. So we have the distillation chamber, which we've conveniently put a lot of glass into it so you can see what's going on inside. And that steam, we use mainly steam distillation, so that steam distillation will rise up through the raw material, trees or botanicals, vaporize all that oil that's locked inside. It'll travel up through the top and then into a condenser so that we have cold water wrapped around tubes that oil vapor and steam is going through that condenses it back down into a liquid and then that flows down into our separator, which we use the natural properties of oil and water. The naturally lighter oil will always want to float to the top, and the heavier water will sink to the bottom.
And I can tell you, looking at this distiller, it looks used. It's dripping, and it's got stuff inside of it. Have you been doing some live demonstrations for people?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have Todd Hiddle, our logging manager of Idaho. He chipped up some Douglas fir for us last week and brought it up to the convention center so we could do some live demonstrations of some Douglas fir distillation.
Once you get past that distiller that's right there, the farms booths are one of the most popular places at convention. Why don't you introduce yourself? What's your name and which farm do you work at?
Yeah, so my name's Cody Stromberg. I'm the St. Mary's farm manager.
If you see the man with the wonderful mustache,
Yep,
that is
cowboy
Cody.
kind of mustache.
Come on over. So what are you telling the people whenever they come over to your booth?
So the booth I'm running is the Regenerative Ag booth, so we're just kind of giving people a rough breakdown on what happens under that Regenerative Ag standard. And that's truly is what separates Young Living from everybody else, is we have the ability to run regeneratively under seed to still, also organically. What a beautiful thing.
And what do you love most about getting to come up to convention and talk to people?
Honestly, convention is the time that I get to see all the people that come visit me on the farm in one spot. So it's just kind of like a big family reunion. I mean, that's what it is.
This is the essential oil booth, the best booth in the Expo. That's just fact. So one of the things that we did a little bit differently this year is we had a different setup for our sort of feelings blends, our blends that are more about supporting you in your emotional journey. And we broke them down into categories based on Maslow's hierarchy of need, which is this, he was a psychologist, and he basically said, like, people have to have their basic needs met before they can move on to the next level of need. And so I thought, why don't we put oils into those different need categories that people can use as they're working on those things in their life? And so the categories that we used right now are secure foundation is kind of the base. You want a secure foundation, and then authentic connection. You want to feel like you belong. And then empowered confidence, that's where you really gain your own respect and self-esteem. And then you can move on to purposeful alignment, which is identifying and fulfilling your life's purpose. And so we wanted to create an easy way for people to understand how to use these oils and sort of an easy entry point into using these oils. And people seem to have liked it.
So people walk up to your booth, Brad, and they see just oil after oil, some in little dishes and some with these little sticks of paper next to them. Yeah. What did they experience when they come here?
Oh, man. Well, we get a lot of people at convention, actually, who are new to Young Living. I've been told, at least, that it's about half of convention attendees. It's their first convention. And many of those people haven't been able to experience the full breadth of our offering because we have so many. I mean, there's over 200 products in this booth alone. And so people love coming back here just to experience the oils that they've never seen before, that they've never experienced before. Some people live back here. They're back every day, wandering through, trying oils that they haven't had the chance to try before. And they're usually just so excited. And sometimes we get people running over here and they're like, do you have this? Can I use a little bit? I need some of this oil right now. And we're like, yeah, go ahead, grab it. So it's here for people to use and experience. And if they need it, they can use it for their needs too.
This is a nutrition booth here in the Expo, and I'm Brandon, working in product development for nutrition. I'm just here talking about two of our new products, which are here to replace Juvatone, which is the liver tone now, and then also Juva Power, which will become your whole body cleanse. And these were created to help support your body's natural detoxification process. So stage 1, stage 2, which would be getting your toxins to your liver and processing them, would be supported by liver tone. And then phase 3 would be the elimination of those toxins from your body, which is a whole body cleanse. And what else can people do? What have you seen people experience here at Expo whenever they're walking by? Oh, man. Well, I mean, first of all, what I love the most is everyone's really happy, and it feels more like you're all old friends. You're just barely meeting people. And so, but yeah, just hearing the stories of how things have changed their lives and their better quality of life just because they're living healthier and taking more natural, healthy products.
Okay, so we've got a couple different things for Simplified's lineup this year. We have a new permanent starter kit, And we've got pink champagne, cozy chai, seaside, and orange creamsicle in there. And those are also available individually as well. We have the kit itself on loyalty, and then the oils will be shop only for now, but starting August 1st, they will be available on loyalty for the first time. So super exciting there. And we've got a brand new LTO lavender cream, which smells delightful.
And Jacob had a fun little skit at the beginning.
Jacob did really, really well. I said he was born for that role. Lavender creme, right? His accent, he nailed it. But that one's great. It's got lavender, vanilla, and a little hit of citrus.
And way in the back here in the expo, there's a little opportunity for people to vote on some of their favorite simplifieds. How's that been going during the course of convention?
Honestly, it was pretty even, but now that we're nearing our last couple of hours, it looks like pink champagne is taking the cake, orange creamsicle, lavender cream, and then closely followed by water lily.
Scotia, am I allowed to ask you which one you voted for, or are you not allowed to have a favorite?
I think I'm okay with that. I like orange creamsicle, citrus all the way.
The foundation is also here in the expo. Why don't you tell people what you're doing?
Yeah, so my name is Carrie Segner. I'm the founder of Healing Faith Uganda, and the Young Living Foundation is coming beside our organization to help us make sure that no patient is turned away and everyone that needs care and treatment for malaria receives that. And so it's been so encouraging to be here and have people get interested and give and just see the heart behind this company.
And you've had a chance to give a little back, too, as people donate. There's a little wheel that they get to spin.
Yeah, it's been so fun. If you donate even just $5 a month, you got to spin a wheel. And we, I think, had like 50 arias that ended up being won. Or no, 64. It was 64 arias and a lot of other fun gifts. So that's been fun to see people who give out. I feel like what you put out in the world, you get back. And so that's been really neat.
In the back corner, we have Deep Spectra's booth at convention.
Yes, Deep Spectra. So one of the things we're trying to help members understand is the Deep Spectra process. So the Deep Spectra process, something to remember is we'll be using some kind of plant material that we combine with an essential oil. And the essential oil acts as a solvent to extract heavy compounds from the plant material that are too big and heavy to come across in steam distillation. Okay, so one way you can think of a deep spectra oil is basically all of the goodness that's in an essential oil, but then because it's deep spectra, it's got additional compounds, additional health benefits in the deep spectra oil. So the deep spectra oil really is like, we like to call it frankincense squared, but it really is an oil with just additional benefits in it. So what we're showing here is some of the equipment that we're using to scale up the processes to take the small amounts that the R&D group is coming up with in the lab. Well, how do we scale that up and make this into a full production run? We have to use different kinds of grinding equipment. Grinding is very important in deep spectra because you want to get a nice small particle size so that there's more surface area for the oil to extract those heavy compounds out of the plant material. So grinding is very important. But we can't use the same equipment to grind frankincense resin as we use to grind melissa leaf, right? They're two different materials. So once we get the material ground, then we get the material into the oil and we mix it. We have to add energy into the solution in order to get the extraction process to work. So we mix it. We mix different materials for different amounts of time. Some materials we have to use a hypersonic sonicator on it. Some materials we don't.
And you've got this grinder and this mixer and everything here for people to see at Expo. It's been awesome.
Yes, it's cool. Yeah, and everybody's pretty fascinated with the different pieces of equipment. Once we're done with the mixing, then we filter everything out. So we filter we clarify the oil, and that's what we put into the bottles to give to the members. And then we have the filter cake. So with the filter cake, we're giving samples of the filter cake back to R&D, back to nutrition, and they're figuring out, okay, with the leftover solids from the process, what can we use those for? For example, from the orange cacao, we end up with a ground cacao that is saturated in orange essential oil. Well, there's got to be different things we can use that for. What's the best thing to use that for? So R&D, nutrition, they're working on that. So that's Deep Spectra.
We're going to have more in the coming weeks about Deep Spectra and our amazing foundation and some of the new products that made their debut at convention. So stay tuned to the Wild Drop for all of that, and thank you to the amazing people running the Expo this year, those that help with the convention, and of course, everyone else that's involved behind the scenes. So whether you saw it all yourself or missed out this year, we hope you enjoyed our little virtual tour around the Expo floor. Now, before we sign off on one more year of convention, we asked people we saw what their favorite moment from this year's New Height convention was.
How many conventions have you been to?
This is my first.
Congratulations. What's been your favorite part about convention this year?
Education, just learning about the products and the new hormone supplement. Me and all my friends are in our 50s. When we get together to have a good time, we talk hormones and what's going on and what we need and what we don't have. And I think this is just going to fit right in. It's going to be perfect.
Obviously the new products, because I feel that they're really geared to women and, you know, all that we need, all our needs, and to support us. And then also Expo. I love Expo. I mean, it's just...
And that's where we're standing right now. Expo is the most fun.
It is. So it's been an awesome experience, as always. This is my 9th year.
Oh, the Expo is really fun, being able to see each world of Young Living all in one world. They had the pet care and the children and the self-care all in one section, and then you move along and you get to see some of the science, and then you get to see some of the farm stuff, and then you get to see some of the wild notes. And one guy we talked to today talked about the phytonutrient, the pine that just came out, and he was so passionate. He was on his toes, his hands were really big. He's like, this is the coolest stuff ever. And it's so fun to see people that are passionate about what they do and what they're a part of, you know?
I just donated money out of my convention check every month to help with the malaria campaign. And I also do sponsor a child in Ecuador at our school.
And you got to spin the wheel.
And I got to spin the wheel, and I won an aria. I never win anything.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
It's been amazing. The energy is great. The size is great. You can just kind of walk around and talk to any scientists, grab any farmers. In the past, it was a little hard to grab hold of anybody. So I love chatting about regenerative farming with the manager at the Mona farm. She has a lot in common with us. We have a small homestead, and the way we do things is very similar to how Young Living does things. And so it's always fun to find people who align with those same values.
Oh, the kitchen table. Kitchen table and a science symposium. The most fun of them. And the latest one that was HK was talking about, that was the powerful information.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So my first convention was 2 years ago, and this is my second. And I have noticed even a change in what I've heard from previous conventions to this one. I really liked the kitchen table talks. That's exactly what I needed. Fantastically organized and set up. Great concept, but very well executed. I got so many tips that were tailor-made for me, because I'd get overwhelmed with, like, how do I do social media without getting burnt out, right? And the tip I got that I needed for me was prioritize. I was like, right, duh, that's a basic life concept skill. But I just needed that reminder, and it all set and brought me a lot of peace of, oh, this year I can do this much in my marketing, organization, support, growing, whatever, but I'm going to prioritize. That's how I'm going to do it differently.
This is not my first one, but I haven't been here since pre-COVID. Yeah, so it's a lot different than the last one I came to, but it's still fun, and I actually like that it feels more intimate than, you know, the tens of thousands everywhere. So, and one of my favorite parts about this year is probably that, actually, that I get to see everything and try everything and do everything without having to wait.
Oh my goodness. So I don't even like to say convention. This is like an experience of a lifetime, and bringing your kids is so worth it. You know, my children tell me they learn so much. And why? Because they're learning alongside of adults. They're learning real life stuff.
Oh my gosh, I love coming to convention for the relationships and being able to see people that I don't get to see throughout the year. This year, I was able to just go into the oils and iron and we had a competition to see what kind of exercises we can do and see who can endure, and we get prizes from that. That's something that was new for me, and I was able to get 3 different prizes for push-ups and burpees and squats and jumping jacks, and it was just a great experience to have Jacob and Kate there with us, inspiring us along the way.
My favorite part about convention this year has been the people. I have found some of the most amazing humans and that are a part of this Young Living community, the employees, the attendees. I mean, just everyone has been so kind, and I've just had an amazing experience. People surprised me with some free prizes and products, and I mean, I love all of Young Living's products, so when I get something gifted like that, it's just such a special thing to me because I just love the products.
Learning about the new products and meeting old friends and making new.
I don't think there's a bad part about convention at all. And even the parts that like aren't as flashy or aren't as like amazing, they're still like you find gold everywhere. Even with just talking to people like you, what I tell people who have never been to convention before, who don't know what to expect, they don't know what they're looking for. Like, do I do the expo? How many, do I do the demos? Like, I gotta make it to farm days. They get overwhelmed, which is understandable. And then you go to the expo and you see every single oil on display, which is incredible. It's awesome, but it's a little overwhelming. If you don't know what to do, just simply stop someone, ask them, how long have you been with Young Living? What's your story? They'll tell you.
One of my clients, because I'm a massage therapist, asked me, is there any cupboard in this house that doesn't have Young Living? And I said, no. Should there be? No. Because we eat, drink, we walk the talk of Young Living with Gary. We're the legacy. And we continue to keep smiling and just seeing who will listen to us.
It's what he would have wanted, the people being the legacy.
I can't say enough thank you to Young Living.
Thank you all so much for making convention and this special episode of the podcast such a fun ride. You guys are my favorite part of convention every year. And thank you for tuning into this episode of The Wild Drop. Remember, you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on YouTube, our website, www.youngliving.com, and stay tuned for the podcast coming soon to the Oleo app. That's OLEO by Young Living on the App Store or Google Play. We'll have more updates on that coming soon. As always, don't forget to oil up Young Living family. This is Jacob Young, dropping out. Take care.